Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/infidelity, where OP is done covering for a cheater. So wait, you covered for one before?
You son of a I'm going to tear off your and shove them right up your and then on your with in the and your so then you'll have to sideways.
Let's begin. My wife can't come to terms with the fact that we are not and will never be rich. I'm at my breaking point. Posted by Reddit user otherwise Karev.
My wife and I met in college. She was in a marketing program and I was in computer science. She ended up not finishing her degree, but got a fairly good starting job in the field anyway because her friend's dad hired her for his business. While she got her job through nepotism, I do know that she is talented and good at it. I finished my degree. We don't live in a high-dollar area for careers and have stayed because it's close to her family. She started out at about $35,000 a year and I started out at about $65,000 a year. Flash forward to now, she is making $50,000 a year and I'm making $100,000. It still doesn't feel like we are doing all that well. Sure, the bills are always paid and we can eat at the occasional nice restaurant, but we were barely able to afford a lower middle-class house. We can't afford to go on jet-setting exotic vacations. We don't live paycheck to paycheck, but the money just doesn't ever go as far as you would think. The thing is, I'm happy. I grew up dirt poor and my parents were always stressed. My wife and I never are. We have a nice, albeit modest house. We can afford our small hobbies and comforts. We can go on vacations within the continental United States. We just can't really afford to go to Hawaii or the Caribbean. We aren't rich, but we have it so much better than so many people. I feel truly thankful and content. She, on the other hand, has fallen deeper and deeper into depression and it's always the same things she talks about. She wants a new car. She wants hugely expensive renovations to the house that we don't actually need. The house was updated when we bought it. She wants to go shopping for whatever specific brand of clothes or makeup. She wants a 2-week vacation in Maui or Paris.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
She recently just keeps talking about how she's not where she thought she'd be at this point in life. She goes on and on about it. She compares us to our friends and how good they have it. The thing is, those friends she is comparing us to are people who come from generational wealth. They have it good because their parents handed it to them. She can't seem to come to terms with just how good we truly have it. All she can see is what we don't have. The most frustrating thing is that a lot of our financial situation, that, again, I'm comfortable with, is held back by her. She's making about as much money as she can in her field without a degree. I am making twice what she is now, and I'm not done moving up the ladder. I've tried over and over again to get her to go back to school, but she just won't. At this point, it might not even matter. Her credits are so old I don't even know if they would count anymore and she'd probably have to start over. On top of all that, she makes comments like I thought when I married a software engineer that I wouldn't have to work anymore. Basically, alluding to the fact that I'm not making enough to fit her lifestyle. I love her, but I'm so tired. I'm tired of coming home from a busy day at work, thinking that I'll finally get to relax and decompress, only to hear her constant negativity about money. I've talked with her so many times over the years and in so many ways, but I just can't get through to her. We've tried couples counseling, but it did little. I've begged her to do personal counseling, but she isn't interested. I'm at the end of my rope and I'll take any advice out there. At this point, I almost want to tell her to divorce me already so she can find a nasty 50-year-old divorcee to be her sugar daddy. What can I do to help her accept our lot in life? Or is it time that I stop wasting energy and let her go?
OP, based on her comment about marrying a software engineer, it is very obvious that she's only with you for the money. She doesn't love you. She just wants the potential lifestyle you can provide. Nothing more. The sooner you realize that, the better, before children get involved. Good luck, man. I hope you make the right choice. And now for today's second story. My sister is cheating on her husband. Should I let him know? Posted by Reddit user Emotional Touch.
My sister has been cheating on her husband for a few months now. I feel guilty for keeping it secret and covering for her. My sister and I grew up really close. We were always there for each other, always protected each other, kept each other's secret. We always had each other's backs no matter what. At 21, she got pregnant with her boyfriend of 2 months, and her whole life plans changed. She chose to keep the baby and dropped out of university to start work a full-time job. My mom and I were there to support her. I babysat for her while our mom helped with the finances until she could get to her feet. At first, she wanted to do this alone with us, but her boyfriend wanted to go with her and we let her. Eventually, she settled with her boyfriend, got married and had 3 more kids. I was there when their family came together. I love my nieces and nephew as they are the only kids I could have. I can't get pregnant. I know my sister wants them to grow up in a full loving family. My dad was abusive and strict. Like I mentioned, we are open with each other. At one point she shared about the what-ifs in her life. Like, what if she did not settle with her husband? What if she raised her first child alone and continued college while she could? She only had 1 year left to graduate when she got pregnant. Recently, my sister confessed that she was sleeping with someone she met in the gym. She said she was just lonely and was not satisfied sexually with her husband. They don't have sex anymore at all and it seems like a mutual choice. I told her that it could be a phase, that maybe life has become repetitive and she is just looking for something new. I told her to try something new, like go on trip or learn a language. Anything that could take her away from sleeping with the guy, but she told me there's a different thrill in sneaking. She told me she didn't love the guy she's seeing and that she just liked the sex. She said she has no plans of ever leaving her family or her husband. She also told me this will be just for a short time. I kept silent and left it at that. I didn't want to say anything as it would definitely hurt her husband and eventually hurt the kids. She used me as alibi to see the guy. There was a time where she almost got caught when her husband saw my husband's Instagram story of us being out on a date when she was supposed to be out shopping with me. I caught on what was happening and told him that she was just on a different shop and that we will be meeting soon. Her husband bought it and left it at that. I covered for her. I felt so guilty. I'm in between doing the right thing and helping my sister keep her family intact. Her kids adore her so much and her husband still has no idea. After that incident, it's evident my husband also knows now what's going on. He says that I shouldn't condone her infidelity, that if someone was being cheated on, they would want to know, that this will be different if this was on reverse. I completely understand him. He also understands why I feel conflicted as this will definitely destroy the kids once everything unfolds. Do you have any advice? Edit 1. Clarifying the incident, I did not know she was with him. I just realized what's happening. She used me as an alibi that one time. I also tried to stop her as much as I could. It's not easy to just go along and tell her husband and get divorce. For one, there's no divorce in my country. Edit 2. My husband knows about what happened after the Instagram post and he knows that I'm posting it here. We're asking for advice. How to be smart about this without it being a disaster. I'll send an update when I can. Update. Thank you for all the advice. I really appreciate the people who read and understood the situation. I'm planning to talk to her about leaving me out of her infidelity and that I won't cover for her again. My husband will help me send an anonymous message to brother-in-law.
OP, you are covering for her infidelity. It doesn't matter if she's your sister or not. You are still supporting her in her mission to destroy her own family. You are her accomplice. That makes you just as much of a piece of shit as she is. Anyways, I want you to listen to this comment exchange between a few Reddit users.
Your husband is watching how you handle this situation, and depending on what you do, he will begin to wonder if you are cheating on him. Or just a general view of one's character. He may not just assume she's cheating too, but he sure as hell is losing respect for you, or trust at least, based how you've handled it this far. Sounds like a decent guy, should let him know yesterday. This, by covering for her you are complicit in her actions. She chose to step out of her marriage and the reality is that no one gets to live a life void of consequences. Just be prepared for the fallout. Cheaters blame everyone but themselves.
Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.